meantime, take a look at this big development that has happened so far.
So an advisor to the IRGC commander has announced that the Strait of Hormuz is closed and that Iran will set fire to any ship, any vessel trying to pass through.
Now, this is coming across as Tehran has targeted not just the infrastructure, which is critical to the world's energy production, as part of its retaliation to the Israel-US bombing campaign that began on the 28th of February. But this is important to note, and through map that you can understand on your screens why Strait of Hormuz, and if it is closed, which has already been announced by Iran, it will lead to a virtual chokehold when we speak of 20% of the passing of this critical route for the oil passage.
But here's an update. The US has now actually countered what Iran has claimed about Strait of Hormuz being shut. The US now going on to say that the Strait of Hormuz is not closed, dismissing the claim that has been made by Iran. So you have now claims and counterclaims coming in. While on one hand you have Iran that says the Strait of Hormuz is closed, the US military officials have been quoted in the media as saying that it is not true, that the closure claim is nothing but a pressure tactic.
Well, this is now the counter that is now coming from the US's side, because shipping through the strait, which carries 1/5 of the oil that is consumed globally, as well as large quantities of gas, and to be halted amid Iranian attack on oil tankers in the region, because this is a warning that is now coming from Iran's side that they will be set ablaze. Srinjoy continues to be with us, and a panel of experts also joining in. Good morning, gentlemen. Shashank Sareen, Pathikrit Pen, and Captain Alok Bansal are here with us. Let's take the first question with Srinjoy.
So, Srinjoy, the claim that was made by Iran was that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed. And US now has countered it and has said that this is nothing but pressure tactic.
The more important point to see is what happens when a tanker or a freighter passes through the Strait of Hormuz. If the Iranians fire on it, that's the important thing to see. Will Iran fire on ships going through the straits? And if they fire, that's more important than whether it's open or closed. If they fire, naturally there'll be damage. Then on the other hand, if we'll have to see what the Israelis and more importantly the Americans will do. Will they be able to stop the Iranians from hitting at the ships? So that would mean targeting the batteries or missiles, whatever there is, at the shore to stop the straits of ships going through the straits. That's the important point. What happens in the battle? Because it's one thing for one person to say we've closed the straits. It's another for another person to say no, it's open. But what happens when a ship goes through? Will they be firing? And if there is firing, will the other side have the ability to stop the firing?
Well, would anyone take that kind of a risk? Because right now, as the situation further escalates, Shashank, what is your understanding? Because a total shutdown of the strait by Iran would mean that it was tightening the noose around its own neck. Because if they attack shipping, does it mean that they are encouraging or provoking the other Gulf states also to join the war?
I think they've done enough of provocation to the other Gulf states by targeting their territories. And look, let's be fair. The Iranians had already warned that they would shut the Straits of Hormuz in the event of hostilities breaking out. Now, I agree with everything Srinjoy has said, but all I say is that my metric is follow the money to find out whether the Straits of Hormuz are closed or not. Look at what the insurance companies are doing. The insurance companies are cancelling the contracts of the shippers, right? Now, if that is happening, it means that the straits are closed because the insurance companies are not ready to insure the traffic that is transiting through the Straits of Hormuz. Or they are increasing the premiums to a point where there is an imminent danger to those ships. So, they want to protect their bottom lines. So just follow the money. If the insurance companies and the insurance contracts are on the same old rates, then the Americans are right. And if the insurance premiums have shot through the roof or the insurance companies are not insuring the shipping, then the Iranians are right. So you don't have to take anybody's word for it. Just take the insurer's word for it.
All right, because, you know, if they attack shipping, then does it mean that they are encouraging the Gulf states? But territories and U.S. embassies and U.S. military installations have already been attacked by Iran in several regions. The latest one being reported at the U.S. embassy, a civilian area in Riyadh. So the consequences, you know, Pratibha, what we are looking at, if you can help us understand why the Strait of Hormuz is critical.
Okay, so let's break it down for our viewers. India is one of the major economies that is vulnerable to the crude oil shocks. Let's tell you the reasons why India could be most affected. The first and foremost, of course, is that the Gulf oil to India moves through the Strait of Hormuz. So this is a very critical chokehold for the entire world, but also India being one of the biggest economies to be affected by any movement in the Middle East. So 85% of India's crude is imported from this very region. So the movement being stopped here means that India is going to be affected. And the Qatar LNG shipments also transit through this very strait. And this is an important bargaining chip for Iran. Yes, the claim that is being made by the United States is that the movement has not been stopped, that this is just a claim being made by Iran. Chinjoy also pointed out, do we know whether any vessels moving from here will be attacked or not? Which means that for now, the movement here and the chain is going to be hit. So oil shocks are, of course, going to strain India's economy as well. And any form of disruption can actually push up the petrol and the diesel prices in the country.
Well, it seems that the effects have already been seen in the last 4 days, as we are looking at the escalation and this conflict that has been taking place. But in the Middle East, as Pratibha will also help us explain what has now happened now when it comes to Saudi Arabia. Because who could have thought that civilian area in Saudi, in Riyadh in particular, that is going to be attacked by Iranian drones. Now, this seems to be an apparent attack that has now taken place with a minor fire that has now been contained according to authorities, and that too at the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia. This is a development that has now come across where 2 drones apparently struck the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh that has now resulted in limited fire, as according to authorities that has now been reported, where the fire seems to have now been contained. So in the meantime, let's put out those visuals that has been accessed, and multiple military bases of the U.S. as far as the Gulf nations which host these military bases have come under attack. But who would have thought when it comes to civilian areas and embassies as well, that would also come under attack, because this has now resulted in the U.S. now expanding its advisory to the other Gulf nations as well, to the U.S. Citizens and American nationals to depart now.
So drone attacks have caused a fire at the U.S. Embassy in Saudi Arabia, and these are the visuals that you're seeing on the screens as well. There are 2 drones that have struck the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh that have resulted in limited fire. So the U.S. has also issued a security alert for the citizens and multiple areas, not just the U.S. military personnel, but also alerts being given out for the citizens, Amita.
Absolutely. Let's put out those visuals there that has been accessed. So this is in Riyadh that we are looking at as far as the placement of the U.S. Embassy is concerned. And there you can see a black thick plume of smoke that seems to be emerging. This seems to be an apparent drone attack that has now happened on part of Iran, which has now prompted the authorities, meanwhile urging the U.S. citizens to take shelter or to leave the area or to follow as far as the regulations that are now set in place. But this seems to be unprecedented as far as this development that has now been reported in Riyadh.
So we have reactions coming in from Trump as well. This is the first response that has come in from Donald Trump, who says that you'll find out soon. When asked about what the response of the United States will be to this attack on the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh, Trump says that you'll find out soon, hinting at a possible retaliation that could come in. He, of course, did not broaden on that, but when he was asked about the reaction that could come in from the United States, he went on to say, you'll find out soon.